The pivot view offers advanced data aggregation abilities similar to the chart view. It can help you reveal some insights about your data, and it is fast and straightforward to use. There are many use cases for the pivot table. For example, displaying sales by store locations, time spent on projects by employees, by months of the year, gross income by gender and industry, and a lot more. First, select the attribute for the rows of the pivot table. If the attribute is a date, you can aggregate the data by hours of the days, months, weeks, days of the week, etc. Then select the attribute for the columns and the attribute that contains the values. You can also change the aggregation function or show the aggregated values as percentages of all values, all rows, or all columns. The pivot table can aggregate data at multiple levels. You can add more columns, rows, and even more attributes for the values. For example, we can display sales by store locations and the day of the week. We can further divide the values to see sales by individual hours of the days. There is a summary of the values available. It can be turned off if you don't want it displayed. Let's look at another example of pivot table usage. We have two linked tables containing the information about projects and the employees. We also have a linked attribute where employees enter the date and the time they spent working on the project that day. We want to display the time employees spent working on projects by months of the year. Just set the projects as the column attribute and the names of employees as the rows attribute. Then set the time as the values. After that, set a new column attribute, the date, and aggregate the dates by months. You can change the order of column attributes by dragging them. We can add another attribute for the values, the costs of the work employees have done on projects. Now we can see the total hours employees spent working on all projects and the total cost in the summarization, or the hours spent by all employees on a particular project and the cost at the bottom summarization. If you want to know where did the values come from, just click on them and Lumeer will show you the corresponding records.